in Control. I filmed a part 3 before. Sorry, everyone. Filmed it on Mixer. Didn't save. I don't know what's wrong with it. That's something I gotta deal with some other time. But I'm gonna film another part 3 again. So everybody who's watching, who can watch, by all means, join the crowd. I know some of you have seen my part 1 and 2, especially the part where I ran around and did nothing for about 3 hours. Currently, we have a boss we need to fight. I don't want to fight him. He's kind of a dick, and I hate him. So, in honor of not fighting his royal dickishness, we're going to go collect some more power-ups and upgrades, so that when we do fight him, we wipe the floor with his face. Once again, I have my Kinect. I don't have face cam enabled for an obvious reason. I might mention the obvious reason at some point. Well, actually, you know what, I will. Well, my first reason is that I don't have my contacts in. I got my glasses on, and I don't know. I don't like face camming with glasses. So I'm not face camming, but also I'm absentee a shirt only because I'm streaming from Florida, and my apartment's not hot, but hold on. My apartment's not hot, but I don't want to I'm not fat by any means, but no one's like, oh, I wonder what they're streaming, and they see a shirtless guy wearing jeans streaming a game. So no thank you. If I ever do a stream outside, I'm not sure what I would stream, but if I ever streamed outside and it's somewhere nice and I'm wearing a bathing suit, I probably would be absentee a shirt, especially if I just got out of the water. So I'm going to say that now. But I hope you enjoy Control Part 3, brought to you by the Mad King. So stay cool, stay crazy. Let's go. I've been playing a lot of Doom too recently. Not like Doom the second one, but the Doom game on Xbox in prep for Doom Eternal. Side note, my mom's current boyfriend actually worked on the original Doom game back in the day. Yeah, the one that's on arcade. So, that was a shock when I found out, and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I would never say that to him. I have to keep up appearances somehow. Where the hell are we going? Oh, there we go. But I gotta find the janitor's office. Oh, it's through here. Oh, wait, maybe not. Where's the janitor's office? Here it is.
Containment sector has blown to pussy splinters.
Alright, well, there's no missions here. Who else? I forget. Who else do you get side missions from in the game? Mission briefings. I'm trying to think. I thought it was just the janitor's office. Hold on. I gotta find a, Okay, so it looks like, if I remember correctly, I haven't played this game in a couple days. It looks like that the place I can find side missions. Hold on, now I gotta find panel that I can use to teleport back. Looks like the place I can find side missions is basically any of the main sections. So, like, in this section, it'd be janitor's office, but also the NCIS, like, not control room, but if you've played or have seen videos, if you're looking at the map right now, you see where the 3 dotted diamond is. Next to that, I believe there's a room where you speak to one of the, like, main officials of the game. I don't want to say executives because right there, NCIS security. I think
she does. Now get back to work.
Yep. Real chops.
No, maybe not. Well, there was a guy here at some point. I guess... No, I guess I can't. Alright, so it has to be Central Executive. Alright, so it looks like it's not all the main sections. Let's go to Central Executive, peoples. So far I like the game. Alright, there are some bugs with it, but if I'm being honest with myself, the bugs would make for very good mods if you were playing it on PC. Like, for example, when you pull up the map, instead of it showing you the lines and the corridors, even though they're a little messed up, they're not aligned properly, it just shows you the map with the different sections and the diamond squares and nothing else. Like, it doesn't show you the lines, the corridors, or anything like that. Like, that'd be a good mod, right? Like, imagine having to navigate and just being like, I need to go that way. But the game gives no indication of, like, where the passageways are that connect. Like, you just have to kind of guesswork your way there. Alright, now let's talk to Addie. Addie, name starts with an A.
I wonder if other species would verbalize the hiss resonance like humans do.
Let's see. This lady.
I don't think I ever told you
I
this,
think.
but I was actually did the whole boot camp. Even got rookies. There was 6: Remus, Hazard,
All right.
Cho, Guy, Hefton, Stahl, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darn.
Keep.
Alright.
You know,
BlackRock.
Had her left.
Sorry I'm skipping through the dialogue. I can't
Hey,
listen to this
look,
dum-dum.
look.
I am streaming, and I'm going to stream until about 2:30, because I have class at 3. I'm in college, for anybody who doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
So I don't really want to stand here listening to him yam
Busy, you know.
about just, like, a whole bunch of nonsense. Alright, do you have a mission for me? Yes, you do. Okay.
No. What? No, so it's like. I'm sorry. I didn't. Wait, I think. But see. We. Enjoy.
Alright. There we go. Now we have missions. Finally. Okay. Guy has Joe Thompson. Locate Dr. Underhill below Central Research. Yeah, we don't want to do that one yet. Let's do Find Old Friends. Maintenance. It seems like they're all... Yeah, they're all maintenance. Alright.
There's something we're missing.
Alright. Maintenance ventilation. That's where the first one is. So as I said, I like the game. Graphics are good. You know, it's funny. I had a discussion with my friend earlier that games, visually, are, like, as good as they're gonna get. Like, they can't look any more real when you're looking at them on a TV screen, and I agreed. I said, yes, you're right. And I said, that's a good thing. And he looked at me and he said, why is that? And I said, well, because if they're as good as they're going to get visually, that means that now companies have to focus on the next step, and that's bringing you into the game world. Yes, I'm talking about VR, right? We're talking about some Ready Player One shit. Now, of course, you know, we got into this whole, like, debate about, well, yeah, but the amount of, like, storage space it would take for, like, the Ready Player One universe, right? It's just not something that we have today, like, in terms of technology. I was like, yeah, you're right. However, if you could somehow use like the section of a human brain that deals with storage, you could somehow make it work with computer technology, you would immediately have the largest storage capacity in the world. Like, you would jump ahead probably 20 generations of technology just being able to use the memory storage part of a human brain, right? I mean, you could build the Ready Player One universe this year if you could somehow get the memory section of a human brain to understand like ones and zeros, like binary. And he looked at me and he said, yes, you're right, but how, how would you even go about doing that? I'm like, well, if you think about a human brain as being, and I'm going the wrong way, if you think about a human brain as being a like biological computer, all of a sudden, right, you know, you have a starting point. Are they in here? Yeah, they are. All right. Die. How am I? What? How are you still healing? Oh, you're still alive. Or, well, no, you're not alive, but another one's spawned. Come here. There we go. Now they can be killed. Finally. Nah.
I should find the others.
There we go. The next one's in energy converters. Alright, let's go killing. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Doom. I didn't stream Doom only because, you know, it's an old game. Older game. And I'm sure most people have seen it at this point. And, you know, single player like this, there's not really much to talk about. I mean, besides the fact that the glory kills are amazing, and the fact that I was extraordinarily annoyed when I found out I can't double glory kill. Like, let's say you stagger 3 enemies near you, and they're all, like, in arm's reach. The game's not like, oh, yeah, triple glory kill. You don't take out 3 of them at once. You gotta do it one at a time, which is so frustrating, because if you accidentally glory kill, like, the weakest enemy and not the most powerful one that you've knocked down, well, by the time you're done ripping, you know, the arms off the weakest one, the other one's back up again, which means either you lose the chance to glory kill it, or it just stampedes and runs you over. Not that it would kill you, hopefully, immediately, because you just got health, but it would still be annoying. Alright, we gotta go. Technically I could run everywhere, but I mean, it's not, like, it's just not worth it. Oh wait, the coolant pumps. I can just jump down. Never mind. We'll just take the elevator down. I'm doing these missions. It'll give me more like Atlas points, or what are they called? Astral points, I think. Right? It'll give me more. I can't do it from here. It'll give me more upgrade points. As you can see, I've upgraded my character all the way, so I have 3 upgrade slots. Unfortunately, they are not what I wish them to be. You can see I got a level 3, a level 5, and a level 4. I think before I fight the boss, I want... Ooh, what's this? A level 1 zoom? Yeah, no. Get rid of that. I think I want to have... What is that? Exclusive to spin? Let me see. What do I have equipped on spin? I got that. Okay. Rate of fire, useless. Alright, hold on. Sorry, I'm checking. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have any more copies. I'd like to, before I fight the boss, at least have 2 guns that have 3, like, slots open, or as many as I can get at my current level. Alright. Let's fight this boy. So it gives you a lot of batteries in this level, and I'm not quite sure why. Where is it? Does anyone see him? I saw him a second ago. But now, he's gone. Alright, let's find this fucker. I'm in the coolant pumps. I'm not sure. Oh my god. That nearly killed me. Fortunately, I don't have health regen, as far as I know. There we go. So defeating this guy is going to be real tough because they appear to just disappear. Oh. Ow. Oh my word. No, fuck you. His notes. We'll deal with that later. I gotta find some health. What'll give me health? No. Anybody see the wisp, like the smoky wisp that says, "Hi, I'm here"? I'm not sure what... There you are. Oh, I got him. Wow. That was challenging, sort of. Only because you couldn't see them too well. Alright, let's take the elevator out of here. We got Atlas Chamber, Bedrock Processing, Blackrock Quarry, and Energy Converters. So everything else is on the upper side. I don't have all the spawn points in Blackrock Quarry unlocked, only because the nearest one is so far away if you're looking. The lines don't exactly match up as they should. They kind of do, but not exactly. Also, they really should have given you a, what's it called? A, like, let me think of the word. They should have given you, when you open the map, you see how there's no legend? Like, you see how some of the areas are darker than others? They don't really give you any legend to say, oh, the darker areas are above you or below you. So you kind of just stand there thinking, it's something or other.
Itching for some real action.
Yeah, lady, no you ain't, because I've been having real action this whole time, and it ain't nothing you want a part of. Abilities, that's where we want. We want to go... Let's go to Energy Converters first. Energy Converters is right there. I know I'm fast traveling around instead of running, but killing the randos, like the just normal enemies, is, yep, There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. No map. You see that? That'd be an interesting mod. Just having to play the game like this. You don't have like the lines. You just this is your map basically. All right. Wait. I gotta go that way. Okay. We gotta get to the energy converters. We gotta blast these peoples. Oh, great. Well, this is the energy converters, and it's a big-ass room, so... I've done some exploring. Right? I try to pick up the files whenever I can. Thankfully, the game's not, like, too... like, go fuck yourself mode about it, where it hides them everywhere. Like, in impossible places. Oh my god, tell me we don't have another hidden one. I heard an enemy, and I don't know where they went. I curse a little bit. If I'm playing a multiplayer game and I'm getting real pissed off that I keep dying, I might curse more. Well, I definitely curse more. Oh my word. Dang. Stop dodging. Alright, that I don't like. Come here. Uh-huh, of course. Screw you and your dumb shields. I saw I had 3 viewers. You know, you got questions, you got anything you want to add, feel free to talk. I would say I'm not like most streamers. I mean, I know most streamers interact with their audience, right? But I mean, like, what makes a good streamer is not just how funny they are, but like,
Squad made of voracious.
you know, their audience. All right, did he drop? Oh no, I just killed myself. Whoops! I forgot that was a ledge. I didn't. My brain didn't process the like 3 times that I've been to the converters that there's a gap there and that you can fall to your death. Whoopsie whoopsie. But yeah, it's not just like that you're funny or that you're good at your game. Like, you know, you wanna have a good relationship with your audience, right? So, you know, whether you're shy, right, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like, say something, right? I don't care if what you say is, wow, you suck. Like, interact, right? Trust me, there was a time in my life where if you'd said if I would, like, you should be a streamer, I would have laughed in your face. I would have laughed in your face and called you a moron and then walked out the door. And I would not have spoken to you ever again. Because no. Interaction with other people? Oh god, no. Not while I'm alive, it's not happening. Sorry, not while I'm in control of this body, it's not happening. But, eventually, it's funny actually, it's because I got an Xbox that I became more open, like, you know, talking to people. I mean, I didn't know them, right? I was a faceless entity on the internet, or on Xbox, and so are they. Like, my let's say my self-confidence was not nearly as high back then as it is now. Not to say that it's immaculate, but it's still better now than it was. I just was like, you know, they play video games with me, they talk with me. It's nothing to do with how I look, right, what I have. They play with me because I'm funny, right? Like, I'm just a funny guy. So for anybody out there who's, you know, like, shy and not, you know, not sure, like, oh, I don't know if I should say anything, hey, go right ahead, you know, say something, right? There's no face to your name, so, you know, I won't, trust me, if you say, wow, you suck, I probably won't hold it against you, right? I mean, if it's a game that I know I've had better days at, I might be like, no, trust me, I'm not nearly this bad. But if it's a game that I'm playing, like, for the first time or only, like, the second time, I probably will be like, yeah, I know. Like, I'll accept it. And you are so right with that. What, the fact that I suck, or... Where's the elevator? There we go. The fact that I suck, or, like, just my generalized statement, like the nameless and facelessness. Also, everybody, say hi to Pegacraft. The statement? Yeah. Right? Like, think about it, right? Before, back on 360, if anybody's ever had one. Did I go the right way? Yeah, I did. Back on 360. There was no, like... Wait, did I just come from there? Oh, I did. Back on 360, there was no, like... None of this... Oh, man. Really? Alright, hold on. I'll try to talk and fight at the same time. There was none of this, like... I'm sure you've heard it. Like, catfishing and all that. That wasn't really a thing back on 360. Right? Like, even though... Oh, no. Even though nobody had, like, a face... Right? It was just not something that existed in the gaming community. Like, gamers weren't like that. Right? Like, you know, even though we were anonymous entities interacting with one another, we didn't do that to each other, right? Like, because gaming was, you had 100 friends, and that was your limit, right? And, you know, some of those friends you knew, like, years. So, sometimes, you know, your fake friends online became your real friends in real life. Right? Get on the topic of, oh, I live here, and then someone's like, what? No way, I live here too. Like, one of my friends that I met on Xbox became my real friend in real life. Didn't know they lived down the street from me for about 5 years. Never had a clue. Right? They lived down the road from me for 5 years, and I had no idea. And they became one of my real friends in real life. Who am I fighting? Oh, I gotta fight this people. But, you know, now with Xbox One, I've noticed it more and more, right? You get these people who are, like, catfishing each other, and I'm like, what happened? Like, did I miss something? Like, we weren't like that. We used to be, you know, gamers were good to each other, right? We may have fucked over everyone else, but we were at least, you know, good to each other. And now, well, I don't know. Now things are different. I mean, change is good, don't get me wrong, but if the change that's coming about only exists to hurt people, is it really good? Like, I don't know, I found myself wondering about that a lot. Right? Not normally something a gamer concerns himself with, but you know, I know some of my friends have suffered. Right? Alright, last one left is Black Rock Quarry. I know they've suffered because they, you know, met somebody online and people have got so toxic with them. For example, the whole PUBG against Fortnite thing. Yeah, like, so that's one thing, right? Like, that's part of it. Alright, hold on, let me get there we go. That's part of it, but, like, some of it, it's not just that, right? It's the whole, like, people are, like, I had a friend, right? He met a girl online. Right? And now, before anybody says anything about, like, oh, you met a girl online, you have to remember, we're millennials, number one, most of us, but we also live in a digital world, right? It's easier to meet people online than it is to meet people in real life. Because online, whoever you met because you had something in common. You met through video games, right, which you both play, right? Think of how you used to meet someone in, like, in real life because you knew them, because your parents had a common business like partnership. Hold on, let me get past the obscurances. Sorry, I'm not playing Harry Potter today. But you used to meet them online because your parents either were involved in the same business, and so that's how you met girls, or you met your friends, right? Same social circles. But as technology's gotten, like, more and more and more, people have, like, you meet people through things you do. Like, do you play Fortnite? So maybe you meet people through that. Or you play PUBG, right? Like Pegacraft says, right? It's sort of, you know what's funny? The whole toxic PUBG versus Fortnite's the same thing like Apple versus Android. Same thing. Right? Same, just amount of nonsense. But you used to meet people through that. And on 360, you know, you met a girl on 360, right? Like, oh, they had a mic, right? Like, they became, like, if you liked them, like, you played with them as often as you could. Yes, I understand that doesn't come out the right way if anybody hears minds in the gutter. But they became, like, one of your one of your friends.
All of
But now with this whole, like, I can
really
relate
saw
to
it
that. So,
coming,
yeah, now with this whole
I
Xbox
should
One
get this
thing,
back to him.
you meet a girl on Xbox One, half the girls on Xbox One don't have mics. And the half that play, like, I'm going to say this right now, for anybody who doesn't know, more girls play video games than guys. It's a true, simple fact. Accept it, get over it, your pride is hurt, move on. That's not the issue. The issue is that most of the girls, like the actual girls who used to be the ones with mics who would be talking to you and playing, they now only play, like, single-player games. Like, the last... Wait, what? Apparently I defeated the last character and I didn't even know. The last gamer girl. So the last girl I dated was a gamer girl. The only games she played, she was a gamer girl. Only games she played were like Witcher, Doom. Like, she only played single-player games. About half the population of girls who played with mics were open, talking, everything like that. There are more gamer girls, but if you read between the lines, right, no point in that sentence, where's this elevator, by the way? At no point in that sentence does it say, more girls play video games than guys, and they talk online. No, it doesn't say that. It just says that more of them play video games than guys. It doesn't tell you any, like, information, right? The other half, right, that don't have mics now are either because it's too shy to talk or they're not really girls, right? They're catfishes, like guys pretending to be girls, or they're like these, you know, they say they look one way and they don't look like that at all, right? And I don't want to be mean, right? Like, I don't want to say, oh, they say that they're pretty and everything because, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? They could say they look one way and then truly they look the other, and to you it doesn't matter, right? And I don't, you know, like, God, I gotta find this bloody entrance. I don't, you know, mean to say anybody's wrong, right? Everybody's entitled to what they view as beautiful, but it's really like the only girls that I can get along with for any extended period of time are gamer girls. But with the fact that the whole, like, gaming scene has just turned into this, like, half single player only nonsense, like, it's become impossible for me to, you know, meet any of these girls. Like, and it has nothing to do with distance, right? Like, I have my own car, and, you know, trust me, if I knew they were who they said they were, I would have and they wanted to meet up, I would have no problems getting in my car, driving to meet them. But, you know, there's now a certain level of just personal risk. Like, you go to meet some of these girls, oh, they're not a girl, they're a guy, and before you know it, you're, you know, kidnapped, or you're mugged, right, and being molested by, like, 50-year-old dude. Like, this is a whole new level of risk, and I'm like, what in the hell has happened? Like, who allowed this to happen is what I would like to know, right? Gamers used to be some of the most hardcore people I met, and some of the craziest, right? Like, if you crossed the gamer, like, you would have done the almost, like, you would have crossed the equivalent of a virtual mob boss. Like, your life would be over. There wouldn't be a game in this world you could play, even a single player one, where they wouldn't find you and make your life miserable. But now it's like, people just, it's like these mob bosses got, like, virtually arrested. And now just, you know, these toxic players have just taken over. How in the world do I get up there? They've just overrun everything. And, you know, it's not that nobody's doing anything about it, but it's like, what can you do? Right? You can't stop somebody who's catfishing. Like, it's not against the law to catfish, right? Which is interesting on another note, because let's just brief tangent here. So let's say it's frowned up. Smoking while pregnant is frowned upon, but we know it's bad for you and bad for the baby, and could cause, you know, adverse genetic side effects. So why in the hell is it not illegal? It's just frowned upon. What does that mean? Shouldn't something, and I'm taking a page out of another YouTuber's book, shouldn't something we collectively frown upon be illegal? Right? Like, you shouldn't drink or smoke. And yet, nobody's stopping anyone. I mean, people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that, it's bad for the baby. But no one's stopping them. Right? Like, and then people do whatever they want. I am so confused on how I'm supposed to get up there. I have to get into that cart thing. Not great. Go away, Harry Potter. But no one stops them. No one like just does anything. They just let it happen. And it makes me a little, you know, disappointed, because gaming was like the highlight of my day. And I when I say the highlight, I mean like it was the only thing I looked forward to in my day, right? The chance to get online and become a nameless entity and play with like people who didn't care whether I was rich, poor, you know, good looking or not. Like that was it. What do you mean? I'm sorry. Can you extrapolate? Explain a little bit more? I don't think so. Of course, in the case of the pregnancy, yes. Yeah, the smoking while pregnant, bad idea. But that would probably lead to some problems for me. Explain it. I want to say, taking from that you're female and pregnant, I guess. But I'm not sure. Because for a guy smoking, listen, for a guy smoking while your wife's pregnant, besides secondhand smoke, you're nothing. You've done your job, right? Smoking now is not going to make the swimmers, right, in your wife go stupid. It's not going to change them now that like it's set and done. However, I would say that like if you are gonna have a child and you're you probably should. God damn it! You probably should stop smoking just for that brief period. It may be, you know, uncomfortable and it may be difficult. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't understand why my character won't jump up there. Yeah. Okay. So you're a dude. But like, yeah, if we all collectively, oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. If we all collectively are frowning upon something, it's probably not something that should be allowed to be done. I don't understand why she won't grab that ledge, but I'm gonna probably end up killing myself trying to get up there. The ledge is like right there, like it's in arm's reach. But she won't grab it, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, if we collectively are like, no, we shouldn't do that. Well, I mean, okay. So you're a guy. Let's say I don't know if you're married or not, or have a girlfriend or whatnot. Let's say you're going to have a kid. Would you want your wife smoking? Like, let's be honest. Because I know if I was going to be a dad, right, I would not want my wife smoking. I'd be like, listen, I don't care what you do, but for 9 months... I don't know. What do you mean by that? Oh man, I just realized I probably have to knock down the. What I mean, like, so if like I said, if there's something we know can cause problems, right? But we still let it happen, like it's not against the law. Now I understand, you know, if you live in the United States. Oh my god. Hold on. Can I not? Oh, I can knock those down. Okay. If you live in the United States, right? Like, someone would say that like, making it illegal to smoke while pregnant would be, like, a violation of free will, right? But, wow. Not only did I nearly kill myself, I completely didn't even look to see that I had no charge left. Yeah, you could say it's a violation of free will. But, yeah. There's a woman that wants to smoke, and in the case, I'd say prohibit it. Yeah, because it's, like I said, now, don't get me wrong, right? Like, I've known people before, thank you, I finally made it. I've known people before who have smoked, right? I mean, I have a Juul myself, but I've only smoked, I think, 2 cigarettes in my life, and both times I was too drunk to even remember what the hell I was doing. The only reason I agreed was because I was offered by a pretty girl. Yeah. Judge me for that later. But my point is, if you've ever smoked before, you know how hard it is to stop. And it's something that I've thought about, right? Like, how could you get somebody to stop smoking, right? Because that person who might become pregnant may want to smoke so badly. Oh man, I don't think I can even get up on those. They may want to stop smoking, like, because they know, like, it's bad for the child. But there may be, like, some complication with that. Like, think of the withdrawal they go through, right? Think of everything that you can become addicted to. Now, there's two different kinds of addiction, I would say. There's physical addiction, and there's, like, a mental addiction. Like, you're not actually addicted to it. It's just mentally you think you are. But... hold on. Oh, fuck. I need to get on one of those. I think it's the only way I can get across. I thought those were... I didn't realize those were stone. I thought they were, like, carrying carts. But, I mean, I would say the best thing you could do... Jump. Oh. The best thing you could do for a woman who wants to stop smoking, right? I mean, I suppose you could do nicotine patches. That's not a bad idea. But I would say put them in a medically induced coma for like a week, right? And then wake them up. Because while they're in that coma, one, they have no access to cigarettes, and two, they're in a controlled environment, right? Like, doctors can monitor, right, make sure nothing happens. When they wake up, they have no, they don't have these cravings for cigarettes anymore because it's been flushed out of their system. Right? Now, don't get me wrong, that would probably be expensive to have doctors watching you, right? Oh, no. Oh, why? Why did you double jump? But, every solution in life comes with a cost, is what I've learned. Right? Nothing is free. And I'm an engineer. I'm studying to be an engineer. So, but I also like to dabble in biology, right? For my own personal self-interest. How in the... Oh my god. That was really bad. I have no idea how they got up here. I like to dabble in biology for my own personal self-interest. And, one of the things that I've looked into... Hold on, let me try to make this time. The elevator is literally... Wait, no it's not. Where is the elevator? Oh, the elevator's there. How in the world? I don't even think... Alright, hold on. Let me... I gotta do some visualized math here and figure out how the game wants me to get over there. See, those are all stone is the problem. They're not carrying capacity things. I was down there, but there's no way, as far as I know, to get up like that like ledge or that lip. Yeah, and I don't doubt it. Like I said, I don't know how old you are, right? I'm 21, but I've seen some shit in my life, right? Mostly through the fact that I crave knowledge and information, so sometimes I go digging for it where I'm not supposed to, and I find out things that I shouldn't find out. But at that point, there's not really anything anybody can do to stop you. You know the information, so there's only one of two ways: either a non-disclosure agreement, or it's gonna be a loud bang and then a bright light, and your life kind of comes to a brief, sudden end. But and trust me, it's no fault of my own that well, it's partially my fault, because like I said, I go digging where I'm not supposed to. But you sometimes, I'm sure people have like, I'm sure just based on your experiences, you've probably seen knowledge, or you've seen papers, right, that have information on them you're not supposed to see, and then your argument for how you saw them is, well, I didn't go looking, right? You went in to drop something off, and there was something on your boss's desk, or something or other, and through no fault of your own, you just happen to see, like, in big bold lettering. Because remember, as humans, we like to emphasize what is important. So, for example, probably the most important part of the paper, the part you're not supposed to see, is probably going to be in big bold letters, and your mind can't help but be drawn, right, to the color red. So of course you'd read it. And even though you know nothing else about the paper, sometimes the title alone gives away what it's about. And then your boss is like, you got to sign an NDS now, right? Even though you know nothing else about what's happening, they're like, you've seen something is supposed to be only for the executives or whatnot, and you just, you're like, all right, and you sign it because you want to keep your job, right? You might think, oh, this is unfair, like this is bullshit, but there's not really much, right? Like you read something you weren't supposed to. It was not put in. It wasn't like somebody put it in front of you, said here, and then afterwards said, okay, now that you've seen that, you have to sign this. Like it's through your own interest and your own collection of knowledge that you got yourself into that. I need to find a battery, not in real life, but I need to find a battery like those cubes, because I need to use it to jump on. Let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm attempting something I've done before. Is I'm placing these on like that stand right there, because it'll give me a boost, and hopefully I'm close enough that when I jump, he will grab on, or she will grab on. Hold on. Come on. There we go. It probably won't work. I'm not high enough yet. Unfortunately, some of this stuff you can't, like, jump on. Like, I tried to jump on this. Hold on, I tried to jump on that, and it didn't work. So we're gonna try again. But I mean, there are yeah, see, I phased through it. There are things in the world that go on and happen, right, that are, I would say, below the belt. And, sometimes, I mean, even simple as, like, being a beta tester, right, for a video game, right? Depending on the game, they'll be like, no, you gotta sign NDS. You can't talk about the game until, like, we say otherwise, right? You can't, Alright, hold on. Yeah, I just blasted that one away because I was like, to hell with it. Alright, let me launch that up there. You can't talk about it until we tell you. And you're like, what that tells me, right, through my own knowledge and just like the way I grew up and the people that were around me when I grew up because of my like parents' position in life, that tells me that the person making the game is either they themselves have self-confidence issues, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, they're trying to make an amazing game, but they don't think it's good enough that people, right, should, like, just be allowed to know about it. Alright, can I jump up yet? Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. I'm still not high enough. I'm a little bit off. Come on. Ugh, need another battery. But shouldn't there be a more... Yeah, I mean, there should be. But what you have to remember, everything comes at a cost, right? Like I said, I dabble in biology a little bit, right? And so my recent focus has been looking into, like, what stem cells actually are, like, what they actually do. And as my current understanding, right, they're blank cells that are then programmed into liver cells, heart cells, nerve cells. And that's how, a swimmer and an egg basically become a person. And my main focus is, well, if that's how a person becomes a person, right, and those cells breed new life, well, then shouldn't it stand to reason that you could use those cells to prolong a life? Like, prolong it past what should be normally possible? And every professor that I've asked, so they have a doctorate, PhD, right? I asked them, I'm like, okay, so shouldn't that be possible? They'll look at me, and they'll either say something like, well, theoretically, or no, that won't work, or it's not possible. And when I stand there and I look at them, I look somebody who has a PhD in the field, and I say, well, but why? The response they give me, especially if they say it's not possible, is it's just isn't. And you have no idea. Anybody who's ever asked the question before and gotten that response knows how much that just pisses you off, right? Because that is not an answer. That is a lazy approximation. You know how us millennials know? Because I'm sure back in high school or whatever, we always try to put, it just isn't, right? Like, we try to get away with putting that answer on tests and whatnot. because we knew it wasn't possible. We didn't want to go through all the explanation and like we didn't want to go through all that, right? We just wanted to be like, it's not. I'm trying so hard to get this other fucking battery on top of this. There we go. Right? Like we didn't want to explain it. We knew it wasn't. Come on, lady. You're there. All you gotta do is jump. Oh my god. I see my health is rather low, so I try to stack these properly. I'm trying my hardest to do it right. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yeah, I know I just flung that thing into infinity and beyond. But you know, whatever. But so in my search for it, I had a conversation with my mother about it. And I said, and she said, okay, well, let's say, you know, you have all this information, right? So why not try to find, you know, an investor, someone to you know, support you in this endeavor? And I said, well, because my fear for it, the same way, the thing that makes us all different, like humans, right, is our genetics. And my fear of that is what keeps me from even remotely trying it. Because it's, as far as I know, it's never been done before. Oh my god, there we go, finally. Alright, now we gotta go toward the door, which is over there. As far as I know, it's never been done before. And, ooh, and my fear is that genetics, right, could be the thing that screws you. Right? Because since it's never been done before, there's no... Oh, I was really hoping that was connected. There's no, like... Oh, wait, maybe I can. Come on, lady. There's no, precedent for it. And for all I know, I could attempt it, and it could go fine. Or I could attempt it, and all of a sudden, you know, what I thought would be simple, well, now I've done it, but I can't undo it. Right? The whole idea is that the same way humans have a lifespan, well, we begin to age and whatnot because our cells can't split, divide, and replicate fast enough, so we get wrinkles, right? Our age begins to show. Now, this is sort of my thinking in this is that, imagine let's say your life expectancy is 80 years. This whole idea would give you another 80 years. My fear is that because of genetics, you could end up basically making it so it's not 80 years, but it becomes permanent. And there is no, like, undo button. Right? Think about that real quick. You're now stuck as a young man or young woman just forever. Like, you're through your own genetics, right? And the fact that you're naturally healthy, you've basically condemned yourself to, like, eternity. And I say eternity, as in, you wouldn't die by getting old, but, you know, if you got sick, right, if you got, like, a serious disease and didn't get, like, medical treatment, oh, yeah, don't get me wrong, you'd still die from that. But you've almost condemned your... Come on. Ugh. You've basically condemned yourself to, how do I get over to that elevator? Right there. You've like condemned yourself to like being young forever until you just can't take it anymore and you take the easy way out. And that's, you know, that's a sad way to go. Like, think about that for a second. You somehow pulled off the impossible. Right? You got your body to heal and repair itself, right? Beyond normal means. But now you can't replicate it. Because of your own genetics, it doesn't work for anyone else that way. Right? For them, it's only a temporary thing. Right? Or it's you know, flawed. It just doesn't work at all. Ooh, hello. You know, you've consigned yourself at that point to, you know, an endless life. And for anybody who's, you know, read any books about it, I'll tell you this. Even though I'm probably younger than most of the people online nowadays, I mean, I say that sparingly because, trust me, I know there are 8-year-olds and stuff playing Fortnite and all that nonsense, and PUBG, and it's just a whole messy screw-up. But one thing I do know is that eternity by yourself is worse than death. Like, it is by far, like, just the most excruciating thing. Like, when you're dead, no one asks anything of you, right? You're not asked to go down to the store and buy groceries, and nothing is asked of you in death, right? But if you're stuck alive for eternity, even if you were rich and you sat on your ass on a couch, right, for 400 years, and I hate to break it to you, I have dinner now. Okay. Even if you sat on your ass, you would still be asked things, right? Whether it be by political leaders or governments or non-profit groups. Like, even if you sat on your ass, you'd still be asked for help. And it has nothing to do with the amount of knowledge you have. It just has to do with the fact that you've been alive longer than them, so you remember the old world, as it were, right? Like, you saw the old world, and, you know, they're like, oh, he knows how it worked the last time, right? He knows how they made it successful, right? Even if you were like, you were just simply a spectator, right? They would ask you for help. All right, finally, I'm up high enough that I can get over to this bloody door. They'd still ask you for help by just virtue of the fact that you were alive then, right? I mean, think of how hard it is. Like, think about your parents, right, trying to connect with you. I know some people have good relationships with their parents, right? They're like, yeah, me and my parents, we do everything together. But some of us, like, no, my parents are weird, right? Like, they say things like groovy, and I'm like, yeah, like that. Think about that, right? That would be you, except you wouldn't look, 40. You'd look 20, and you'd be using, like, lingo from, like, 4 generations ago, and people would be looking at you like, what the hell? Right? Like, they'd wonder what the hell's wrong with you. But, and it's not through any fault of your own. Oh my god, don't tell me. Are you serious? The door doesn't just open? Oh man, you're killing me. Alright, well, that was a waste of time. Hey, chill, Yupa Grande. Hello, Papa. Yeah, well, it's a door. I mean, look at the map, right? It says there's a locked area back there, and I swear, if the locked area is, like, above it, I'm like, the hell with that. I already jumped down. I don't care enough anymore. I was trying to get to the, I thought there'd be, like, a fast travel point there, but if it doesn't open yet. New phone, who dis? What do you mean, who dis? You watched my stream like a week ago. You were here with Ezekiel, I think, or Dr. Ezekiel. Where's the way? Where's the exit? I just want to get out of here. B-Dots. Yeah. You were here with them. It's me. It's Shadow Warrior. Remember? Discord? Here, hold on. I don't have Discord running. That's probably why. There we go. Alright, I opened Discord. Now it should pop up. Yeah, you were here. You were watching me play Control when I was, intoxicated to some degree. Bruh. I was like, there's no way. Listen, I know people who have a bad memory. My mother being one of them sometimes. But I know for a fact that there's no way you have a memory that makes you forget in a week. Central Executive. There we go. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about, like, there are things that I fear, right? Things that are worse than death, right? Being alone is one of the like, it's something I wouldn't wish even on my greatest enemy, right? It's worse than prison, it's worse than dying, it's worse than torture. Because when you're alone, right? I mean, think about that. Think of how many people there are in the world. There are 7.5 billion people. That's not what I mean. Right? I don't mean being alone like in your apartment. No, I mean being alone like emotionally, right? Romantically. Like, there's 7.5 billion people on the planet, all having conversations, sleeping, eating, doing multiple things. Right? Now imagine for a second that you're isolated from every single person on the planet by the virtue of the fact that you have been alive longer than them. Like, if you think they hold celebrities in high regard, right? And, I mean, most celebrities,
Here are the
right,
patches.
are... Hold on. Skip. Right, celebrities are lonely because
I
normal
have to go.
people view them as... I mean, you're missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is oh, hold on, wait, I gotta figure out what my next mission is. What I'm saying is that you're, ooh, go to ritual division. Nah. Cleanse the Benkoff TV. Oh. Locate Dr. Underhill. Let's do that one. Well, you have to remember, your kids, if you do, I will say this, if you do parenting correctly, this is just something that I've learned, right, through my own scrutiny of just people's parenting. If you do parenting correctly, your kids should turn out as being half of you and half of your wife, right? That should be the outlook they have on life. Now, know this, and you wedge this in your brain, all right? So I don't have to drill it in with a, drill. That doesn't mean that they'll be the half of you and half of your wife that is the good half. They could be the bad half of you and the good half of your wife, or vice versa, or they could be the bad half of both. You have no wife. Well, they had to be brought into this world somehow. Unfortunately, we aren't at the point where we're birthing children in like Bacta tanks and test tubes and whatnot. I forget, where is the essential research is where I need to go, I believe. But hold on. Transmuted. You know, that's the interesting thing, right? Like, what's funny is Nicholas Flamel was a real person, right? But it's sort of like Jesus. Notice how all the people, right, throughout history who have somehow defied death are nowhere to be found. They can't find their body. They can't find naught, right? And I'm like, okay, like I mean, I get, right? Like, what? It's been how many years since, like, Jesus actually, like, died? And how many years since Nicholas Flamel died? Like, I understand all that, right? But there's a point where you know, there has to be some way, right? Like, it's like there's a book out there, right? Written in a language nobody can fucking translate, right? It seems to be written in some sort of code, and you know, if anybody knows anything about writing in code, if you've lost the translator, you're shit out of luck, right? But the whole thing is that they have this book that's written in great detail, right? It seems to be about like plants and animals, but the real kicker is that some of the plants and animals written about in the book bear no resemblance to anything that exists in our modern day, right? And you know, the running hypothesis as well, they bear no resemblance because these plants are probably extinct, right? They existed at that time period, but in our day, they no longer exist. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll accept that, right? I will bow my head and say, you know, you're probably right. But I mean, like, you look at some of these pictures of these plants, and you're like, are you sure? Like, you're 100% sure that these plants are like extinct and were actually part of our reality, like, and you're not just, you know,
Area's under quarantine.
you're not just.
there without talking to Underhill first.
Excuse me.
If you have,
Are you lost?
Hold on, let me just loot all the research. Like, are you sure you're not just, you're like, somebody didn't write this book as sort of a joke, right, to mess with people? All right, let's talk to this lady. Skip.
Well,
As I said, I'm streaming till 2:30.
Then how is the beauty?
All right.
That and so. Where the Eve?
All right.
This is,
Let me skip through all this.
Just
Yep, that's the one. The Voynich manuscript. Wow, I'm shocked you actually know the name. Hold on, let me check my missions. Oh yes, I got that. Launch efficiency 16%, 24%. Goodbye. That's actually what it's called. Wow, I still can't believe somebody actually knew what it was. Okay. Old growth. Let me go back. I think there's some of the mold is by. It says they're all by active threshold, which is where I am now. So let's check it. I know there's toilets back here. Let's see. Anything? Nothing? Nope. Yeah, I can't destroy these bathrooms. Well, that's unfortunate. What's Big Brain Plays? The Voynich manuscript, or what I'm doing right now? Oh yes, another crate, thankfully. The Voynich manuscript, like, some of the stuff in there, like, it looks so... What's the term? It looks so, like, the plants and whatnot, they look so strange. Seriously, you can't jump up that? Are you kidding me? Alright, I missed. There we go. It looks so strange that you're like, there's... Knowing that obscure shit? Yeah. Right? Like, you have to remember, part of being,
smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I
Oh boy.
wonder how this mold tastes.
Don't eat it. Don't eat the mold. Don't be that guy. Or girl. Don't be that person. But, yeah, like, you know, you know, some of the plants in there, they look too strange, right? To be anything that could possibly exist. Right? Like, and we're not talking, like, you know, we're not talking about, like, we're not talking, oh. We're not talking about things like giant Venus flytraps, like from Journey to the Center of the Earth. Like, we're talking about some, like, weird, like, plants that look almost like they belong, like, in the realm of magic. Like, they look too strange. Like, I think I'm trying to remember, one of the pictures was for well, he just corked. It was for a plant that, like, when winter comes, goes from being a plant to being a living thing. Like, it turns almost into hold on. Hold on, let me... There we go. Hold on. Like, it turns into... They turn into, like... They resemble flora of the earth. Yeah, exactly. Right? They look like... Yeah, they look like they're like, normal earthlings, but, like, they seem almost, let me think of the word real quick. They seem almost like they're different, right? Like, I suppose the best way to put it would be if you were looking at. Oh my God. Ow. Yep, that killed me. Yeah, like one of them was, I think, was for a plant. Then when winter comes, it turns into like a not a exact butterfly, but it turns into like these small like flying bugs that then fly to somewhere warmer. And I'm like, oh, dude, that's impossible. Like, that is literally impossible, right? You're talking about two different types of cells. You're talking about plant cells, which have rigid walls, right? Have rigid structure, all of a sudden turning into organic, like animal cells. Like, but of course, nobody can read it. Nobody can understand what they're actually looking at. They have to go off the picture, right? Which is why, the thing, it's been written off as sort of I think I've heard a few different things. I've heard it was written as, it was sort of like an alchemist's understanding of how he thought plants worked. But another thing was, somebody was like, no, it was a joke, right? Like, somebody wrote the book kind of as a funny someone wrote the book as sort of a funny like play on like science. Oh my God, of course. Oh man. Really? I really don't want to have to fight this dude. Someone wrote it as like a funny play for science, right? And I'm like, well, we won't really know unless nobody knows who wrote it, of course. It has no author. I think it's called the Void Manuscript, actually, because of the person who discovered it. But nobody, like, my my initial assumption, right? Like, if you wanted to understand it, would be you kind of have two options, right? And your two options are, yeah, exactly. Use or T, like, oh no, we're teleporting. We're not staying here. Yeah, like, use or T's, containment. Here we go. Let me see. Can I go? Let's go to logistics. User T's, like the thing. You have two options. One, you can search the area where the book was discovered, and try to see if you can find a book that has sort of a codex in it. But the main issue with that would be there are multiple things you have to take into account. Right, the style of writing. Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but the style, like how the letters are written, can tell you where the book was written, right? Can't tell you who wrote it, because think of how many people have existed, but it can tell you where the person, right, who wrote it may have grown up. It can also tell you when it was written. Now, the reason why that's helpful is if you know where the person who wrote it grew up, right, like where they were from, then you can assume that you're looking for a book that would translate this sort of codex of knowledge from its coded form into their native language. However, if you can't tell where they're from, well, you've reached a predicament that is very hard to get out of. Ooh, here we go. I'll take that. Rate of fire. You reached the predicament that's extraordinarily hard to get out of, because now you have a book that you can't figure out who wrote it. You can't figure out where it's from. You're going around effectively you're going around in circles. And there's nothing you can do about it. You have to proceed with going around in circles, until you've weeded out all the possibilities. Yeah. So, you said, right? If trust me, if a magician wrote it, you're already in trouble. Like, you are, hands down, you are in trouble. But you have one saving grace, and that is that a magician wrote it, which means that there are only so many places you can look. First would be, if you follow the magician track, right, that John Dee, right, the astrologer and extraordinary magician wrote it, first place you want to look is any place that he's lived, visited to, right, or explored. Because now, let's say this. God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Let's say this book, right, is written. No, it's not written in a. It's not coded language. But let's say that reading the book, right, imparts some knowledge to you. Let's somehow say, like, for whatever bloody reason, right? Let's say magic's real, right? We're going backwards in time. We're going to the age of Merlin. Okay? That would mean that England is your focal point, right? Camelot, like, you want to comb thoroughly, right? Because let's be honest, before Merlin, I don't think there was any record of any magician. And Merlin is, I think, the oldest, right? It was Merlin, then Nicholas Flamel, and then John Dee. Of course, the scary part, right, is if you assume magic is real, you could say that they're all the same person, right? Because Merlin is, like, beyond body never found, right? Robes never found, staff never found, like, complete, whoosh, like, nada, nil, nada, nothing. Like, there has been nothing, anything found about him. But after that, you have Nicholas Flamel, whose body was never found, but who is believed to be the creator of the Philosopher's Stone. Reading it, I have looked into it. I've looked into the manuscript before. And now if you assume they're the same person, that would mean that Merlin is Nicholas Flamel and also John Dee. It's the same person. which is, you know, it's a stretch. It's a far, far stretch. Especially because if Nicholas Flamel came after Merlin, that would you'd wonder how did Merlin live so long, right? Because the Philosopher's Stone, the whole theory behind it is that it can turn any substance into gold, and that it can grant you immortality. Right? It can make you undying, right? And, you know, now you have to take that with a grain of salt, because you have to wonder, what does it mean by immortality? Is it you have to drink, you know, you have to drink it every day, or is it you drink it once and, you know, oh, you're immortal, right? Like, if it's something to do with drinking it every day, well, you know, that would be an issue. Let's say the book, though, the manuscript imparts some knowledge to you. If you were to read it, then it will imbue you with magic and make your... well, I mean, like I said, far stretch. But what I mean to say is let's say it's not written in code. Let's say it's written in, like, magic lettering, right? It would explain why no one is able to decode it, right? Why everybody's got their thumb up their ass and being like, hey, it's gibberish. Because think of this. How many magicians do we actually know in history? Because I count about 3. And I don't mean, like, you know, parlor trick. Well, actually, that would be minus parlor trick, I would say 2. Nicholas Flamel and Merlin. Which, trust me, if those are the only two that come to mind, no. Sorry, there was one more. There were three. Rasputin, Russian magician, sorcerer, whatever you want to call it. Well, technically Russian spiritualist, but there's those three. Let's say there are those three. That would explain why no one can read the book, right? You have to remember, there were witch trials, witch hunts, everything. Which would mean that if you were going to write something that has to do with magic, you would probably write it in a text that no one can understand. Because, let's say they did understand it, and let's say the text itself was magical, because it was written, like, with magic, that would mean that if whoever could read it and discover it would know immediately who wrote it. And that would be a problem, right? Like, you have to remember, when you select a certain group of people, right, like, it, and you're like, we must eliminate wizards, because they have power we don't understand. Well, of course they're gonna, change their text, change how things are written. They don't want you to figure out what it is, because it would mean their end. Which, from a wanting to stay alive standpoint, I'm pretty sure we can all understand why that would be bad. Ooh, ow. Ah, you shielded, you little nuisance. Oh boy. Well, this is where I die, kids. Oh my word! I'm not sure how I'm still alive, but okay. I'll take that with I will accept that. Oh boy, here we go. Where's the big boy at? Where's the guy I need to actually kill to make this be over? Ow! Yeah, no, I don't see our way out of this. I mean, like I said, you have to remember, you have to think about what kind of magic do you believe in, right? Right? Like, it's entirely dependent on that. Shielded himself again. Alright, best way to finish off lackeys is make them fight each other. There we go. Full health.
Salvador, the head of security. His team didn't stand a chance against the Hiss. No one here does.
Whew. There we go.
Okay, the TV.
Let's open
Another
you
object
first.
of power
But like I said, it
dominance.
depends what era of magic you believe. If you believe the whole Harry Potter-esque magic, right? That, like, it's sort of a world that's just covered up, right? Like, it's inside our own. Then that would stand to reason that, no, we didn't eliminate them all. They all, like, just wizards, witches, elves, giants, all of it, like, they all went into hiding. They were like, nope, we're out. Oh, so this is the levitate ability. I mean, you say non-physically possible. What creates fire, right? Right? Like, think about that, right? Hold A to levitate. Keep holding A to levitate higher. What creates fire? Fire is created by friction, right? Friction between, well, between two sources, right? If you made the molecules of a piece of wood, like, rub against each other fast enough, it would burst into flames. And someone would say, that's magic! Right? If you could, what I'm saying is, if you could control molecules, right, you would have essentially you'd look to somebody that you were doing magic, right? That what you are doing is magic. Because to somebody who has no idea what you're doing, the easiest way to, like, to explain it without explaining technical details that they have no way to understand is to say, oh, it's magic. Right? I mean, water is just hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen's in our air. So is hydrogen. Right? If you could control those two molecules, bring them together, it could look like you're shooting a spray of water from your hand. All you're doing, though, is bringing the two molecules together and then channeling some like energy into it, and the resulting thing is that you're making a constant stream of water. I understand I'm getting really technical and I'm boring people. Also, we beat the boss. Yay for us. It is 2:18, so as I said, I'm gonna go at 2:30. I'll be back for another part, probably after my last class. I made pizza last night. Didn't turn out as well as I hoped. I cut some corners, and I forgot to do some stuff. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still good. I'm gonna make another pizza tonight. Yes, I have a lot of weird, well, not weird hobbies, but I just have a lot of hobbies, period. So, I don't know, is there a limit on the levitate? Ow! So, I can now double jump, yay. Alright. Anyway, though, I do hope you enjoyed the stream, me getting the shit kicked out of me and kicking the shit out of the hiss. But, yeah, sorry, we got really technical and got really boring and we got off topic.
Okay, dealt with the TV.
There we go.
Now I can find Dylan.
Okay. After Dylan's been found. Okay. Interestingly enough is that there isn't... Ugh, I missed, really? There isn't a control point here for me to, like, reset this weird cockamamie room. I'm just like, oh, well, I guess I'm leaving it. And I'm like, what? Alright, get rid of that one. And that one. But, yeah, we got real technical. And yes, it is obscure knowledge, chill Yupa Grande. But, thank you for everybody who tuned in, though, to the stream. It's always good to, know people enjoy having a conversation. Energy shield costs 21% versus 12%. Alright, get rid of 12%. And that's shield strength 52, 37. Goodbye, 37. I take apart a lot of these pieces and like disassemble them only because I can use their parts for other things. Ow! Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Oh, God. Come on. Show your ugly mug. Of course you dodged. So precision's good, don't get me wrong, like the other weapon mod, but there we go. Break apart mini pieces for me. It'll take me a while probably to get used to this whole levitate deal. But yeah, now we have finally we beat Salador and the security dum-dums. Search for them on the 5th floor. Well, now I know why I needed this ability. It's the only way I can reach the upper levels. Yeah, we got so off topic, like, I don't know how long ago. We got off topic like half an hour ago. And I was just like, you know what? We're having a conversation. So I just ran with it, everyone. But, yeah, you tune in this stream. It's going to be very technical. More than likely. Who's shooting at me, by the way? Oh, you. Alright. Anything new? Anything new? No, it looks like... Alright, let's see. Let's open you. So if all these cells are filled with, what's it called? Filled with, unique objects, or I forget what they're called. But I'm just gonna call them that, unique objects. Well, why can't I just take them all? I mean, that'd be a lot of power-ups. A lot of different powers, you know.
Dylan. He's so close.
Oh, somebody bit it in here. Ouch. So they're still red. I don't know if that means they're evil, or... what the deal is, but they probably ain't gonna be good.
Hello? Can you hear me? Jesse.
Oh yeah, that's what we wanted. Hello. That's for spin, not shatter. Heyo, level 5, finally found it. Wow, rate of fire 53%. That's pretty fast. What do I have equipped on this? Rate of fire 12%? That's weird. I'm gonna leave Pierce equipped because I don't have anything for Pierce besides that one.
Are you there, Jesse?
Emily? He's gone. Dylan isn't here. He might be nearby. Or maybe the hiss got to him. I don't know.
Jesse, listen. Dylan's here. With us. He just walked in. He says he is giving himself up. He's been affected by the hiss, but he is different than the others. We must isolate him.
I'm on my way. We need to get back.
Plot
I have to
thickens.
see my brother.
I need the level 6 clearance. Are you kidding me? Ooh, I can go in here. Alright, let's check. We're gonna search the whole place, make sure we get all the upgrades we can. Let's see. Let's go this way. So it is 2:27 for me. If you tuned in and you had to go for something and you wanted to come back and watch, don't worry. I'll do another stream today. And yes, it will be in control. So don't worry. I'm not done for the day yet. Oh, great. Hopefully I don't take fall damage anymore. Let's see what we got.
All right, I won't take up too much of your time today. Like I said, I want to talk about Jesse. Your sister.
Is there anything else in here? There has to be a control point, right? Like, let's see. No? There's no control point down here? Really? So I didn't understand that. I originally thought the whole purpose of like the control points and whatnot was to reset the room, but it doesn't. There aren't control points to reset everything. I really wish I could get that box, but it's okay that we can't. We're gonna get. When we get to the nearest control point, which I don't actually know where it is. I really would like my map to unscrew itself, but oh, wait, oh, man. I was just here. Alright, well. Come on. Come on. Go around him. Wait. Oh man, I went the wrong way again. I went back the way toward the twisted corridor. All right. Let us spend our abilities. Alright. Astral constructs. Weapon forms. Upgrade pierce, upgrade shatter, upgrade spin, and then construct centrifuge. Dang, I'm down. I need one more corrupted sample. Alright, well. Thank you for tuning in to my stream of Control Part 3. Until next time, stay cool, stay crazy. Mad King out.